to a small kind of place where there were many great scholars accumulated there. And what was the purpose of those scholars? To conduct a great ritual called yajna. There are many Brahmins who accumulated, and Bhagwan Mahavir delivered his first speech. Can anyone guess what was the first speech about? It was about a beautiful concept called Utpat, Vyay and Dravya. What does Utpat mean? Origination. What does Vyay mean? Cessation. And Dravya means existence. So do you have any thoughts going in your mind at present? Yes, right? So there is some thought process in your mind which is originating. How long do you survive with those thoughts? For a short time. And then you give them up. So every moment we are going through this, something coming up and something dropping off. Something forming and something dissolving. Is there anything which stays eternally between these like coming up and going off? You're here today at this moment to celebrate this Bhagwan Mahavir Jayanti, and what's going to happen after a few hours? The hall will be empty. So when you come here, you leave the place. So this is a beautiful truth of life. This is the truth of not just the ceremony, but it's the truth of life. At times we kind of hold on to things and struggle with it, but does anything stay? What are you fighting with? Fighting or struggling with is just simple momentary thing which stays with you for a while. But behind all this cessation and origination, there is something which stays forever. What is that? And that's the consciousness or matter. So we as reality is eternal being, eternal existence, and we survive. And with that message, how many disciples did Bhagwan Mahavir have in one slot? 4,411. It's a big number, but what's interesting about this number is that the disciples which Bhagwan Mahavir had, who were they? Anyone can think who were those disciples? They were all Brahmins. Now who are Brahmins? I mean today if you are kind of living in this world where we talk about equality and equal rights and kind of all those stuff. In India then existed this caste system where we had Brahmins who were priests, who were excellent scholars and learned in the sacred text. And then we have these Vaishyas who were business people, and Kshatriyas who were warriors, and Shudras who would do the menial jobs. So the community had been divided into different pieces. But then Bhagwan Mahavir had leaders of the congregation from all these different kinds of communities. He didn't stick to only his group. Now what's cool about this is, if you think in this moment, whom do you think are Jains? Are Gujarati Jains? Come on guys, you're here. So do we have Gujarati Jains? Would you like to answer in Gujarati? We have Hindi Jains, Gujarati Jains, Punjabi Jains, Marathi Jains, Kannada Jains. You have a whole list of groups where they are Jains, but how are they different? They are different from their culture, their language, the state they belong to. So there's so much of diversity in Jainism. So if you think of at present, can we have African Jains, American Jains, Cuban Jains? Can we think of that? It's hard, right? So the first disciple of Bhagwan Mahavir, we did talk about, was Gautam Swami, and Bhagwan Mahavir was the one who opened the doors for all. He didn't stick to only one group of people, and when Gautam Swami came to Bhagwan Mahavir, there's a small story. Do you like stories? I'm going to end up very quickly with a short story here. Gautam Swami came to Bhagwan Mahavir. Why did he come to Bhagwan Mahavir? Not to do darshan of Bhagwan Mahavir, or not to meet him and say, hello Bhagwan, I love you or I appreciate you, but have a debate with Bhagwan Mahavir. So this is really a kind of interesting situation where Gautam Swami right? So there was a big possibility of a great debate to happen between Bhagwan Mahavir and Indrabhuti Gautam. All people were expecting a marvelous debate, but what it ended up into? The debate didn't come about. And the reason why the debate didn't happen was that the debate didn't happen because when Indrabhuti Gautam came to Bhagwan Mahavir approached Gautam Swami and asked, Indrabhuti Gautam, why do you doubt yourself? Why do you doubt your existence of the soul? Now imagine a great scholar of Vedas didn't just doubt the existence of the self or who or what he was. And Bhagwan Mahavir clarified the existence of the soul. We as kids now think, oh come on, soul exists. Why do you even think that it doesn't exist, right? But then the great scholar had a doubt, Bhagwan Mahavir clarified the doubt, and the debate didn't happen. Now it's a real important message which we have here for this day. We might end up with debates. If you ever have a debate, think over this, that the matter on which you're debating is a petty thing. Because if it's a serious matter, you would not debate on that, but you would start thinking, contemplating on that. So if anything makes you think, that's valuable. If anything makes you go for an argument, then come to a realization that it's not valuable, you're making a mountain of a mole. Today in the earliest presentation, Swamiji had a great thing to come about that. There's one caption which Bhagwan Mahavir said, control your emotions. So here, if we can take this capsule, any moment in our lives comes about a situation of debate. If the debate makes you angry or aggressive, drop it. For at least that moment, drop it because you're making mountain of the moon. But at that moment, if you're able to think, contemplate, take a pause, breathe in long, and give a value to your whole situation, that will come up with a valuable result. So here, this great debate never happened because there was enlightened soul who was guiding this Indrabhuti Gautam. So I would actually come up to a very simple conclusion here that we didn't have a whole so I started off with this question mark here, right? And at this stage, if we can take a moment to question ourselves, any aspect of ourselves, it could be the ego which Indrabhuti Gautam had, we are carrying it. It could be anger, it could be aggressiveness, or anything. If we really want to survive as Jains, if we want to make sure that the genealogy tree of Jainism grows with our names on it, and the future generation keeps it intact, what's really important is that we live Jainism, we live Bhagwan Mahavir in our lives. Can we take Bhagwan Mahavir for 10 moments, for 5 minutes in a day? And if that can happen, we will be able to survive Jainism in our lives and our future generations. Thank you.
Jai Jinendra. So after Samliji's lecture, I know all of you are thinking about moksha, but I have to call you back because we have to continue our cultural program. Okay, Janvi, let's see which side is louder. So the right side, when I say 1, 2, 3, 4, you say Jai Dharam ki Jai Jaikar. Right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on guys, I can't even hear you. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, left side turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on guys, you have to beat the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try all of us together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Louder. एक दो तीन चार.
So, I have a question for everyone. What is the symbol of Mahavir Gurmata Society? Okay, actually, we'll just announce this next. I'll answer. Can you answer later? So, our next performance is a garba called Arumpati Gurmata Mahavir, and the
बरोबर,
choreographer is
क्या ही
Anshika
करे इसको?
Gandhi. The students are from Jay Shala